This is KingNoble BLACK Supremacy. With this particular video, I want to talk about the importance of being a blind follower of KingNoble BLACK Supremacy. Now, in the past, you've been taught that being a blind follower is something negative. Don't be a blind follower. Don't have blind faith. You need to be in the know. You need to totally rely upon your intellect and your own comprehension of everything. Yet you relied on that in the past, and that's how you end up in the matrix, because your comprehensive grasp on things has justified you remaining in the matrix. It has justified you being in the matrix all of your life. Since the point that you were able to reason, your reasoning has made it important for you to stay in the matrix, for you to go along with the matrix reality, because that has been as far as you can see. That has been as far as the light you have been able to see, and you have followed the light of your own perception, your own knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So this is what you've done in the light. Chose white supremacy. Because that's what you're supposed to do in the light. That is the reason for the light itself. Makes you a better consumer. The lights make you see something that they want you to see. And they use the light to trap you. That's why your main business districts and downtowns are lit up. Your Disney World, Carnival, Circus, Six Flags America, main tourist areas are lit up because they want to trap you in the light of their world, the light of their civilization, the light of knowledge, the light of information. So as far as you could see is what you have done, but all that you have been able to see has been in the light, and you've yet been able to see in the darkness. But in order for you to see in the darkness, you must be blind, because the blind have found a way to see in the darkness. So why would you have to be a blind follower? Because when you can follow without seeing, you have become totally one with that which you are following, because you don't even need to see it anymore to be one with it. So in the darkness, you become one with everything. You become one with God, the universe, and all existence in the darkness. But in order to do that, you must become blind. You must no longer depend on what they have taught you to see, what you have seen, what they want you to see. That which was in the dark must become the new light for you. You must become enlightened to that which is in the dark, which is beyond what you can see. So you have to be blind for a moment. See, blindness is paramount to uncertain, undistinguished, unfamiliar, something of which you cannot differentiate. No grid, no matrix, no paradigm, no map. The darkness. You will have to be able to navigate in that darkness. And blind also means fearless. Because now you can move in the dark. So you don't fear your inability to see. Because out of your fear of your inability to see, you have become imprisoned within that light world. Because you don't even believe that you can see in the dark anymore. But your real seeing and your real being comes from the dark. You arise from darkness. And you are afraid of that darkness that you really exist in. But that darkness is your black supremacy. That darkness is the quintessence of your existence. That darkness is your groundation, your foundation, supreme balance. How do you get back? You must be blinded from all the light that you have been confronted with. And now you are able to see in the dark. Move in the dark. The thing about light is it allows you to see. But it also allows your enemy to see you within the area that they have lit up. But when you're able to move in the darkness, when you're able to see in the dark, you also are invisible in the dark to those who cannot see in the dark. And when you are invisible, you are also invincible in the dark. The darkness is that which is not seen by those who depend on light to see. And those who depend on light are those who are manipulated and those who are the manipulators. They have created light prisons. These cities are light prisons where they know you will be attracted to the light and you will be entrapped in the light. You will be locked into the light. It's like mosquitoes. If you take a light and you hang it outside your house and you see mosquitoes and gnats and flies and moths fly into the light and fly into their own destruction because they're flying into that light. Because they believe that that light is the sun. But it's not the light of the sun. It is an artificial light that is meant to trap and destroy you. But if you were able to see in the darkness, you will no longer be attracted to light. You will no longer be trapped in their light. The light of their world. See, their matrix and their paradigm is a different type of light realm. And you call what they have shed light on in the realm of light that they have artificially created, you call that an existence. But your true existence is in the darkness. Your true existence is in the blackness. The supreme blackness is where you really exist at. And it is the light of their world that has become your Maya, that has become your illusion. The samsara is made of light. I have to go in on this. So black supremacy wants to bring you back into the blackness, back in the darkness. So you have to become a blind follower. Which is really no follower at all, because if you're blind and you can move, you don't need to follow anything because you're one with that which you are following. You still trying to look at what you can see, but all you can see is where they have pointed the light. Their power point is their point of power. And you've been following their light and living in their light. And black supremacy is your call back into the triple darkness. It's your call back to the primordial state before the advent of the light. The light of this material world that becomes your physical existence, and the light of their civilization which becomes the matrix in Babylon. Black supremacy is your call back into that darkness of that supreme meditation, of supreme beingness, supreme oneness and knowingness with everything and all that is. But you got to become a blind follower. But you still are moving in the light of what you know, the light of what you can see, the light of what you think, the light of what you believe. You still want to sing, this little light of mine, I want to let it shine. But I'm telling you, it ain't your light. You got to turn it off. That the lightness has limited your spectrum of movement. It has limited the range of your existence and movement. And in the darkness, you have infinite being. When you can move in that darkness, it is not linear. You can move in any direction, seeing and feeling and knowing and experiencing all at once. Darkness is knowledge. Darkness is awakening. Light is ego. Light is perception. How you perceive a situation is just simply how light has been shed upon it. I had to go in on this. You have to be a blind follower in the know. You are the knowing in blindness. Some of our greatest musicians were blind because they moved from the darkness. They moved and navigated within the darkness without even seeing the instrument. They became the music. They became the reality of truth and melodious incarnation of being. You cannot be afraid to be a blind follower. To move in the darkness. When they strip you of your culture, your land, your language, your religion, your foreways and your moreways, when they strip you of a knowledge of yourself, they insert you into a darkness, a kind of a darkness. And then they give you a light in that darkness that they put you in. And their light becomes your reality, and now you're trapped into their light world after they plunge you into darkness. And you fear the darkness that they plunge you into, so you gravitate towards their light like a gnat to a light bulb. And you find destruction in their light. But you will find freedom, power, and liberation and immunity from their world when you learn to exist and live and move and have your beingness in that darkness again. And that's what black supremacy is. You got to be a blind follower. See no evil, hear no evil, fear no evil, but be God. Be the divine energy. Be the divine energy. Be one with it. They've made you fear it. They've made you afraid of it. And they use that light like they're going to save you. Their light is the salvation. They are the truth, the way, and the light. And you're trapped on their path because that's the only path that you could see. But darkness has no path. Has no path. Has no limits. Has no prison. Has no cell. But you have to go beyond fear. You have to go beyond what you have been taught to see. And you have to go beyond seeing itself. It's KingNoble Black Supremacy. Join my website, www.KingNobleblacksupremacy.com. Donate and don't hate.